percentage rate of Vanderlei, who has 34 career victories. 23 of those have been finishes by TKO or KO. So a submission or two thrown in there as well. Career UFC fight for Franklin, the 11th for Vanderlei.
Vanderlei is pulled back like a spring and waiting to counter. Oh, he hurt himself. He hurt his foot. He hurt his foot.
That was the slap, the foot on the knee of Franklin.
Yeah, and he immediately stumbled back on it. Let's see if it swells up on him. But if it takes away that weapon,
you can break your foot on your opponent's kneecap.
Oh, easily. It happens all the time.
He hurt it or just come back on it awkwardly. We'll keep an eye on it. Throws another kick, though.
It could have very well been that he came back on it awkwardly.
There's the front kick again. Just kind of stumbled in bringing that foot back into place.
It could be. We'll take a look at it. Rich caught him with a big right hand, though.
And there's the kick to the body by Franklin. Well, the one thing Rich does know from their first fight is he can go toe-to-toe with Vanderlei Silva. He has proven it. He wants to prove it again. He pushes forward. And the counter by Vanderlei Silva. Franklin so far with the advantage in significant strikes landed.
Well, Rich is doing a good job of moving in and moving back.
To the body again.
Good combination by Franklin. And a good right hook past the defense.
You would have told Rich Franklin years ago when he started training in Cincinnati that you would beat Vanderlei Silva once, maybe twice. I wonder what he would have said years ago.
Well, Vanderlei Silva wasn't famous back then, so I don't really think it mattered. He would have been like, who?
Yeah, he knows now. Vanderlei Silva, 34 wins, Joe. 28 career wins
There's
for
that
Rich
head
Franklin.
kick for Rich again.
To the body. Countered with the right.
One thing about Vanderlei is almost all of his punches they come in a circular fashion. And they have tremendous amount of power.
That's a perfect example right there, Joe, in that combination.
They're all like wild winging arm punches. They're very different than the punches you would see like a really high-level boxer throw. They're very effective, but the technique is quite different. And sometimes that shortens the distance that he can cover as he throws them.
When Franklin got the call to replace Vitor Belfort, he was actually in Singapore training specifically with Sanshao guys and Wushu guys for his fight with Kung Lee.
Oh, he got clipped.
And came into Cincinnati immediately for the last 2.5 weeks of his training camp for tonight's battle.
Vanderlei caught him with a right hand there, but Rich is he's fine.
Both guys have demonstrated unbelievable durability during their careers.
Vanderlei caught him with that one. He caught him on the end of that one.
Under a minute on the clock here in the second. Silva pushing forward.
There's the windmill, there's the knees.
And again he connects. Vanderlei looking to move inside. Rich throws him aside. Silva looking for the finish. Trying to finish Franklin here. Vanderlei Silva looking for the win.
Rich is in all sorts of trouble.
30 seconds on the clock.
Rich is going for a takedown.
Franklin trying to survive. 20 seconds in the round. Mario Yamasaki on top of the action.
Rich is trying to move and cover up, but he's obviously hurt.
Franklin's still looking to survive.
He's got to hang in there just a few more seconds.
He may make it. He just made it. Rich Franklin survives the onslaught of Vanderlei Silva.
Take deep breaths and relax.
Rich Franklin talked about fighting Vanderlei, that it was like fighting a tornado. Well, he just got hit by a flying cow. And there it is. He clipped him with that one on the end of the punch. And that was the big left hook that hurt him. And there's a right hand. And there's a knee. And that's the one that dropped him. Swarms all over him. One more look at that right hand. Very close to stopping the fight right there.
Millisecond away from being stopped.
You ready? Let's go, come on!
And let's see how much Rich has recovered.
I'll tell you what, he just reminded all of us why he was a champion for a couple of years in the UFC middleweight division. Rich Franklin is a gamer.
Very durable. But man, that was close. That was close. And Vanderlei knows it was close. He knows that he's got a wounded fighter in front of him.
And this time it happens in the second round.
Yeah, so now it's all about waiting for the next opportunity to do that again. Vanderlei has a welt on the right side of his body from that body kick by Rich.
And Rich throws a kick again. The conditioning of Franklin has always been off the charts. Thus, his ability to recover is as good as any.
Well, yeah, he's very disciplined, and his conditioning routine that they showed on the countdown shows really opened up a lot of fighters' eyes to what is required of a real championship-level fighter.
I remember watching videos of him working nonstop in the gym on his strength and conditioning for a full hour nonstop.
Yeah,
one rest.
Not just that, but the way he measures his food, and he's very disciplined in all aspects of his training.
As is Vanderlei Silva. He has always prided himself in his conditioning, trained with the mask on a lot.
I don't think that mask is legit.
It is to Vanderlei.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hard training pays off, but there's a lot of bunk science behind that.
Yeah, he
plugging your nose stuff.
Yeah, he thinks it plugs the nose and makes him work on an emptier tank.
I'm no scientist, but from what I've read, it actually might hurt you, because if you breathe more air, you can work harder and push your conditioning more. But I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm not the one who want to argue with Vanderlei about it.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Yes, it does.
Running upstairs with a snorkel on, it's pretty badass.
We have seen both of them just demonstrate what it takes to be a champion.
There's that
in this
body
sport.
kick again.
And Franklin seems recovered now, Joe, and Vanderlei really hasn't attacked yet here in the third.
Yeah, but again, he's like a spring.
Yeah.
He's always ready.
There's a handful of fighters that we have talked about over the years that are never out of a fight until it's over, and Vanderlei Silva is one of those men.
As is Rich Franklin.
Yep.
He had his arm broken in the Chuck Liddell fight and caught Chuck with a right hand and knocked him out, and then punched him with his broken arm.
In what was the final fight of the Hall of Famer's career. Lead right hook.
There's a
Franklin
head
looked
kick.
for the head kick. The first fight was 3 rounds. This one is scheduled for 5 rounds. A catch weight of 190. Silva was a millisecond away from evening the score late in the second round. And Rich did a good job of continuing to move, Joe, to demonstrate to Mario Yamasaki that he was trying to intelligently defend himself.
I think when you knock a guy out, it's better than evening the score. When a guy beats you by decision and you knock him out, you got him.
Fair enough.
Especially if you do it second and he beats you first.
Right.
Vanderlei is surprisingly relaxed in this round and not nearly as aggressive. Good combination right there. Solid jab by Vanderlei. There's that body kick again by Rich.
Does that make you think, Joe, that he's letting Rich Franklin off the hook a bit?
I don't know. I mean, he could have burned himself out in that round.
That's what I was
That's the thing about going for the knockout. Chael Sonnen was on my podcast recently. He said something that is quoted in boxing. When you go for the knockout, if you don't get it, you probably won't win a decision. Rich takes him down.
Now keep in mind, no one has attempted a submission in the UFC against Vanderlei. He's never been submitted in his career. Franklin, very underrated on the ground. His many years with his good friend, probably his best friend, George Gurgel in Cincinnati.
Rich is all over him here, on top.
And some elbows thrown by Franklin.
Massive amounts of scar tissue all over the eyes of Vanderlei Silva, and Rich is trying to cut that open.
Franklin
big elbows by Rich.
This third round on top. After nearly being finished in the second, Franklin pours it on at the end of the third.
Vanderlei might have gassed himself out in that round, Mike. Might have gassed himself out trying to finish Rich because he did not look the same in that round. Strangely passive in that round. It also could be that he took the round off because he knows that this is a 5-round fight, and he was very tired from that second round. We know he's supremely conditioned. So hopefully for him, it's just he needed a round off.
Vamos bem, vamos bem.
Good.
Iniciativa tem que ser a nossa agora, Vanderlei.
This is our round now, Vanderlei.
Já voltou, já tá bem. Tá cabelo pro soco. Vamos usar pouquinho mais o pontapé, Vanderlei.
We're back. Let's
Faz
go.
a mão pra deixar o pontapé, né? Faz a mão pra
let's
deixar
take
o
a look at that.
pontapé.
And there's a straight left, clean straight left. Goes behind, gets the trip. Outside trip, moved in to half guard, dropped some big elbows down on him.